Jim and Terry, back at it in the Hobbit Hole studio in Bobcaygeon. I'm Terry.
And I'm Jim, and it's good to be here, Terry, in the Hobbit Hole studio, where all are welcome.
And our language is calm.
And peaceful.
Until you jump across the table and try to strangle me.
No, that's, I complimented you on your shirt today. I said it
You did.
reminds me of my favorite shirt. Wait a minute. Is that my black shirt?
That's your shirt. You gave it to me because it didn't fit you anymore. There's the story, and that's what I'm sticking with. Speaking of stories and sticking with things, we're talking about, well, let's call it...
Anger management?
Anger management, or the Vengeance is Mine tour. All kinds of people who get upset and either intentionally provoke other people to be upset, or they are perennially those who feed from anger.
Well, I think you're a moron. Only a moron would say something like that. Whoa. I'm telling you flat out.
The great Alex Jones imitation from Jim. And as we know from Alex Jones' lawsuit, it hasn't stopped him, just like Trump's lawsuit hasn't stopped him from spewing things that are not true. But why the vengeance is mine? And I'm going to link this into how getting even with people really does not serve a common good.
Well, number one, what's getting even with someone?
Well, payback. Don't you see people wanting payback for something? The classic one, I'm going to go to Florida again. Why is all this happening in Florida? It's everywhere, but here's the example. In the news, guy at a drive-through ATM taking too long in the line. The guy behind him pulls out a pistol, an automatic long clip pistol, and threatens the guy at the ATM for taking too long.
Well, I'm glad
Vengeance is mine.
I'm glad the guy didn't turn around with a pistol.
Or have an automatic rifle,
Yeah,
a long gun,
yeah,
with
like-
a bigger clip.
But this anger, Terry, it's everywhere, where we need to just take a breath and just calm down for a minute. And I'm finding it affecting me. I really am. Everybody's angry with everybody about everything. And you say to yourself, well, I mean, there used to be an old thing, count your blessings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, name them one by one.
If I'm standing at an ATM machine and the person in front of me is trying to get money and I'm behind there, the positive thing is number one, I have money in that machine. Number two is I can stand, and I'm breathing it. And am I that important that if I needed it to be that much of a rush, maybe I should have picked another day or gone earlier?
All kinds of alternatives. And that's what you're speaking to, I think, is rather than getting your nose out of joint and getting all huffy and puffy about something to the point where you're going to take a violent course of action, and knowing that a lot of states are allowing open carry guns and nobody's willing to challenge the NRA on accessibility, people are walking around and you don't know what they're packing, really.
Well, I thought only the good guys had the guns.
And the only solution to a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a bigger gun.
And how's that working?
I don't think it's working.
I don't see it working
Have you
anywhere.
seen the charts of killings with weapons and the comparison of all the countries in the world?
Well, we know the leading nation is the most freest country in the world, and that's the United States.
They're free to kill each other in the United States.
But the thing is, you're not free to drive your car 100 on a 60-mile-an-hour road or whatever. I'm speaking American here. There's all kinds of rules and regulations we have in life to keep the population safe. There's rules to flying planes. Did you know not everybody can fly a plane?
No, I didn't.
Yes. And so the same thing is not everybody should have a gun. There's the same rules, there's reasons you have to be trained to fly a plane so you don't kill everybody, not just on the plane, but below the plane. There's reasons you should have a proper training on a weapon. And part of that training is, do you honestly think you need to have an AR-57 or whatever it is on the main street of New York? Do you honestly? Because that would be a real failure for me of that test. Yes, I think I need to carry that around. No, you don't. So it isn't against hunters. It isn't against sports shooters, that are out with their pistol. you need to have rules and regulations and control over things that can kill mass populations. And why, Terry? Because what are we finding? Mass populations getting killed by these people who are not mentally fit to be carrying a weapon. Yes, I said it. Mentally fit. So if you just let everybody have a weapon, you've got mentally disturbed people, maybe hallucinating, and they got a gun in their hands.
So
I
are we
mean,
going to
it's
link?
common sense.
We're going to link the uptick in mass shootings in the United States to the liberating legislation against cannabis. We're letting. Is that what you're suggesting?
I
There's an
don't know.
uptick. I do find it interesting that the shooters in most of the cases, and I'm not sure what the percentage is. I don't have it on a screen in front of me. Are young white men.
Yeah.
Is that the same recruiting strategy for the military? Maybe the military can, scoop up these guys, put them to a proper training. Why let them run the streets with their AR-15s or whatever weapon of choice they're carrying? Why not get them into the military and do something productive?
Some of them are from the military.
Actually, some
They've
of them
come out of
have
the
been
military.
rejected from the military.
Or they've come out of the military and I guess they don't know what to do with themselves or something.
So getting back to the theme of vengeance.
Re-sign up. Could you just not re-sign up for the military? Wouldn't that fix
I
that problem?
I think the military has standards, and you
Okay.
can't be unstable.
Yeah.
You can't be an unstable genius.
Why, Terry? Oh, because we're giving you a gun.
Yeah, we're giving you lots of stuff,
Yeah,
and So vengeance is the theme, and where you put weapons in with the attitude of vengeance or anger or rage, we do have a societal problem of a far bigger scope than just the off-the-charts number of mass shootings in the United States.
Well, it's the propaganda you're listening to, too. And we're all getting it. We're all getting it. So those who want to be able to freely go and kill little kids in a school, go to the sites that promote being able to kill little kids in a school, indirectly, but that's what it is, really. Those who want religious will go to religious sites. Those who
And find religious reasons to go and kill kids in a school.
Well, that too. I mean, the idea is
Or go
we're
to
in trouble.
churches.
Our
Yeah.
freedom, and I'm not saying take our freedom away, so all of you out there, don't be thinking that, but the truth of the matter is the freest country in the world had the most COVID deaths, and freest country in the world has the most mass shootings almost every day. The freest country in the world is having all kinds of situations because everybody wants to use their version of that freedom, which means in reality, every day someone's going to trample on my freedom. Every day. So I'm mad now about that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I post that.
Yeah.
There used to be a time when society and the human race had a thing called thick skin. You didn't go kill somebody because they didn't like you, or they thought differently of you, or they even insulted you, or they even cut you off. You didn't pull out a gun and shoot them. You had thicker skin. When someone said you were a jerk, you took it. You may have been upset, but you took it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we got such thin, pansy. Yes, you with that muscle-building body and out there with that gun and your fatigue.
You're talking about Hans and Franz? We want to pump you up?
Thin-skinned little coward. The only thing that you can do right is die, and you can't even do it to yourself. You're doing it by a cop or by some other means.
Yeah.
And you make it as gross as you can by killing a 5-year-old. You're just thin-skinned little human being.
Uvalde's back in the news.
Am I mad or what?
I think
I went into mad.
I think you did. I don't know what you've been reading, but you came in really. Okay. Uvalde's in the news because the indications are, as they look on what happened, that the delay and police actually holding back parents and fathers, especially mothers. I mean, everybody wanted to just run into the school, and they would have gladly sacrificed themselves for their kids, but were prevented from doing anything by, is it well-intended policing?
I think it's in that particular area, in that particular office, if you want, was all incredibly bad training. You need officers that are going to put their life down. And I hate it. I don't want anybody to have to do that. But that, just not too long ago, there was another one where they ran right in. They ran right in. They were trained. You can't. One of the things is you have to have built right into you. You're going to be afraid. You got to overcome that fear. You're the one that's got to save those kids. And they all froze in that hallway. I don't know. I don't know what you would have done. I think I would have said at least everybody go out and break all the windows at the front, distract this guy.
Yep.
I don't know what I'd do because I'm not trained for that.
But you would have done something as opposed to holding back everybody who's wondering, is their child safe
Well, you can't
inside?
let parents run into the school. They're going to die and kill everybody else. But you, as the officer, you got to figure out a way. And as I said, it would be better to break the front windows and throw all kinds of tear gas in there. Yes,
Yep.
it's better the kids crying with tear gas
Yep.
than dying.
Yeah, so
like, do something.
What you're saying, there is alternatives to. Well,
Standing.
let's go back to our theme, which was vengeance is mine, and the notion that people want to take the law into their own hands. Uvalde sort of throws a little monkey wrench into that, because that might have been better if parents armed went in.
Were they armed?
Well, some of them were. The police discouraged them. So
Oh, that would be hell. I can't imagine such hell.
well,
that people
what's going
cause other
on
people.
after the fact when you're able to dissect the whole thing and find out root causes of stuff and could have done something, woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. Yeah. The regrets in life. I think you got more regrets with vengeance. If you're a vengeful person, you're a spiteful person, you're going to get back at somebody, because that gets in your noggin and goes round and round with all the gears and soon you're going to snap.
Yeah, and it doesn't help you. It ages you. It makes you an angry human being, and it wrecks your personality. We cannot dwell on the things you've lost, the battles you've lost. You can't dwell on them.
Did you know, I think I said this on a previous podcast while you were not in the hot seat, optimistic people live longer.
I'm going to get optimistic then.
There you go. The
I'm
Jim
in
and
no
Terry
hurry
Show.
to get out of here.
No revenge for us, just another coffee. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.